It's not in the cards for you. I'm pretty good at insults, and I got the internet and a lot of free time.
It's almost like through watching all my videos, you've forgotten that I'll give you $100 if you hook me up with a hot Gen Z chick to have lunch with me. She has to be gorgeous in between 18 and 21, and at the end of the day, I have to feel like she likes me. I'm not asking you to give her that money because that would technically be prostitution. I'm asking you to pocket the money and to figure out how to get her to go out with me on a date. If you can't do that, then I guess you love classism, greed, and rich people, which is antithetical to your entire generation. Your generation hates bigotry. Your generation hates classism. That's evidenced by Bernie Sanders. You hate what you are. Or you don't, and you're just lazy. You know, I've been reading the Bible, and it seems to me that Jesus hated classism. He hated rich people. He hated greed. He hated the power of money. I've listened to a lot of Bernie Sanders speeches, and Bernie Sanders agrees, and he's the savior of your generation, even though he didn't win. So I'm really wondering why you're facing life like these words were not spoken. Either you identify with Bernie Sanders or you identify with Jesus and the whole money worship thing, or I don't give you any kind of respect because you are anti where I am politically. You could claim that you love capitalism, but you have to realize if you're Generation Z, 90% of your generation absolutely hates you. And you have to realize that if you're a millennial, although I'm not trying to date millennials, 80% of your generation absolutely hates you. And not only that, in Mark 23, Jesus hated opulence and greed and said things like, blessed are the poor. He said things like, it's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get to heaven. He said things like, you have to love everyone as I love you. And he loved people that weren't his race, like Philistines and Samaritans and Canaanites, Hebrews and Romans, and probably even an atheist by the name of Thomas the Doubter. So if you're going to sit there and be hypocritical, one, you're either going to burn in hell, or you're an atheist and you're basically just rejected for wearing rose-colored glasses and not facing the world as it is with evidence. So I need you to stop. Realize I'll pay you that 100. But this isn't about finding a hooker. This is about you taking the money and she goes on a date with me and she doesn't get the money. Is that misogynistic? No. It's a business transaction. She can know about this. But if you don't comply, I'm going to call your generation a generation of bigots and classes. Generation Z, you're age-phobic and classes if you do not comply. You're a generation of bigots. More on point, this has to do with baby DNA, too. I don't care how many times you say it's about pussy. I'm just going to reject you wigger fucking retards and not redact anything I say. The fact is that if this is about money, you're a classist generation, Gen Z. If this is about age, then you're a bigot generation, Gen Z. I'll give you $100 if you hook me up with an 18 to 21-year-old chick. She has to have a dinner with me. It's a matchmaking service. You're a freelancer now. Baby DNA, Gen X seed, Gen Z egg soaked in telomerase. The fastest swimmers, the hardest hitters, sperm, is in my generation. A third of our sperm is the fastest, hardest hitting sperm because it has more telomerase. So it has more telomere strength, which means it's more immune, which means its DNA is better, which means it swims faster, which means it hits the egg harder, which means it has a better chance of getting to the egg, and that's a third of them. The other third are shorter and the other third are regular. If you don't accept this, you're an idiot. And also the Gen Z egg. It's an intergenerational, generationally skipped pattern that the entire universe is in. Look at the stars. Look at the galaxies. The comparison between those two is a generation for the stars and galaxies. The stars came first and then they formed the galaxies. Do you think I'm fucking retarded? By forming around centers of gravity? But they're different generations. There are generations of stars, and then there are generations of galaxies. And between that, there were generations of planets. We're stars and galaxies. I came first, so I'm the star, and you came later, you're the galaxy. The formation of all our star power, Gen Z. So we need to fucking breed with you. High telomerase in the eggs, high telomerase in the sperm. You'd think that this would be worth $100 for you to be a matchmaker for me. She has to go out to eat with me. This is not about sex. This is not about you giving her the money. This is not a prostitution thing. This is you being a matchmaker and hooking me up. At the end of the day, I have to feel that she likes me. Don't make me start in with how Jesus hated money and how Bernie Sanders hated money to make you feel guilty. I live in a homeless shelter, socialist. I'm an anarcho-communist because of you. I'm an atheist because of you. But he loved Thomas the Doubter, and we're all a bunch of Marxists here. So get to the point. $100 to make this so. Make it happen, Cap'n. It's about healthy baby DNA, so she better not be a drug-addicted poser, a prostitute or a fool. She better not have low intelligence or bad eyesight or bad health of any sort of way. She better not be rude to me or ungorgeous or mean. $100 to you, Generation Z, if you hook me up with the woman that I need. It's not about prostitution. It's not about your greed. It's not about the worship of money. But if you do not comply, you're a classist, age-phobic, bigot generation. Move on it. Make it happen, Cap'n. Make it so.
I'm not interested in sluts. I'm not interested in hoes. I'm not interested in hookers. I'm not interested in drug addicts. I'm not interested in the unhealthy, the unclean, the unfathomably stupid, anything other than the women of Gen Z. So if you hook me up to one of those, you'll earn $100. This is proof that I have the money. I'm not doing this to flash my wealth. I'm not interested in any woman that would date more than one guy at a time. If I don't get her phone number at the end of the dinner date or lunch date, then you don't get the $100. I'm not really too interested in Democrats or Republicans or Libertarians or the right wing. You have to be a Marxist. She's not getting the money. You are. You are now a matchmaker. I will only date women between 18 and 21 that are gorgeous, intelligent, and kind, and don't give in to a guy two at a time. I reject Democrats and Republicans. I'm only into Marxists, Democratic socialists, communists, anarchists. Only Marxists would understand. I don't care if you're a Christian, Muslim, or a Jew. I don't care if you're an atheist or an agnostic. If you are not kind to me, I do not date you. If you do not make eye contact with me on the date, we're not dating. I'm not doing this to be cruel. I need a nice, friendly, beautiful chick who will potentially give my kids strong baby DNA. We know about the telomerase in the egg and the sperm. If you're there dissing me, I'm there putting this money away. $100 to you for hooking me up. We'll go on a date to Incrediburger. If I don't get her phone number at the end of the date, or I believe that she's fucking with me and trolling with me, I'm not going to give you the money. You know, Jesus hated money worshipers. I live at a homeless shelter. This is just what the money is that the government gave me from the COVID stimulus. This is $1,400. You'll get 100 of that if you hook me up. I don't play games. You come at me with sarcasm and bullshit. This is done. Move on it, Generation Z.
So here's the thing. If you're in Spokane, Washington, I want to take you to the steam plant. You're a chick between 18 and 24. If you go on this date with me, we meet up for food. Upon the completion of that meal, or the end of that night, however you want it to go, after the end of that meal, if I feel like this is real and you're not trolling me, I'll give you $100.
Hi, I'm Lucas Werner, and I want to have kids someday. I'm prepared to offer $1,000 to the woman with similar needs that wants to go out with me to dinner at Churchill's in Spokane. So, if this is you, please post a video response detailing why you want to go out with me. Would hope that further dates would ensue. I'm 37 years old, and the clincher here is that my date has to be under the age of 26. I know it's a weird request, but I'm offering $1,000, so I think you can see past the ageism to go out with somebody that is fully prepared to become a father. And a little about me, I want to go and get my AA degree. I'm writing a book about telomerase research that suggests that men between the ages of 35 and 55 give kids stronger DNA. And Churchill's is a very nice place. They offer a $65 porterhouse steak. So the thought is that we go out to have dinner and enjoy each other's company, and then maybe have further dates at similar restaurants in town, because I have enough money to do this. And I'm looking for someone with similar desires. So post a video response, and I will talk to you soon.
You're scaring the hell out of me, man. Everything that I do good, I try to do good.